Okay, awesome. So I'll just reintroduce myself again. I'm Maddie, and I am a first year professional student at St. Louis University. And I am the District 5 representative to the NATA Student Leadership Committee. And then in addition to those roles, I also serve as the executive director of the D5 Athletic Training Student Leadership Committee. So I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. And then I also serve as the Student Leadership Committee liaison to the District 5 Board of Directors. A lot of that seems like a mumble jumble of alphabet soup, which it kind of is. Welcome to the NATA. But on the district or on the national level, a little bit of how the board is set up. We are made up of 10 districts across the United States, one representative from each of those districts. And then we have one chair that chairs the committee, three subcommittees of outreach committee, a nominations committee, and then a planning committee. Then we have three mentors that kind of help us through all of this because we are truly students and we do need some help. We also have a NATA board liaison that helps report back all of our stuff that we're doing within the committee. And then we also have a staff liaison. And then each of the districts also has their own form of a student leadership committee or a student senate, just kind of depending on what the district has chosen to do. So here in District 5, we do have a student leadership council. So basically, what is the SLC? Here in District 5, it is called the Athletic Training Student Leadership Council of a Mid-America Athletic Trainers Association. Our board of director consists of our executive director, which is myself, our president, our vice president, secretary, and certified executive advisors. So all of those positions are applications and voted on. And then we also have two state reps from each state. Iowa, Kansas, Missouri, Nebraska, North Dakota, Oklahoma, and South Dakota. And then we also have three certified mentors on this board as well. So that kind of is where you guys can come in, and I'll touch on that a little bit later as well. But we do have two state reps from each state that kind of help serve on our board and serve to help just serve the general population. So basically, I'm not gonna read this mission and vision for you guys. You guys are fully capable of doing that. But just basically what the SLC does, we are really here to create a memorable annual convention. So this year we have really increased our involvement with kind of creating a panel and student seminar that will be available to students this year. We are really hoping to develop leadership within students by helping provide resources and opportunities to develop leadership skills. And then we're also looking to further the athletic training profession through enhanced communication and transparency within networking and advising. So some of our main goals with the SLC are to bridge the gap between student and certified members, networking between the colleges of District 5, and then we're also hoping to promote the profession of athletic training from a student perspective because we are truly the future of athletic training. So what the SLC does, we do some social media campaigns. We've revamped all of our social medias this year for District 5. So I have all of our tags at the end of this. If you guys wouldn't mind just giving a quick follow to those, just kind of help get our following up across the district. For our annual meeting committee, we assist in planning the AT student session. So this year, like I said, we've gathered panelists to talk to students. More to come on this a little bit later, but there will be a student aspect to the MAATA virtual 2021 this year. So more to come on that as we figure out more of those. And then we also assist in recruiting and onboarding new members for the council and help run the election process. So hopefully we can start to do more events for students as we get bigger and more recognized across the district. But on a national level, just in general, we have a very similar structure. So our planning committee helps create our annual student symposium. Our nominations committee helps with turning over the board and helps with onboarding, just because we are students, so we do have a really high turnover rate, especially with the 2-year master's program. And then our outreach committee does a lot of work with the National Athletic Training Month video contest. We've done webinars on diversity, equity, and inclusion, and creating a safe space in the workplace for our LGBTQIA+ athletes. So ways to get involved. There are 3 main ways that we can get involved at a MoATA level. So you can become a Missouri representative to the D5 SLC. Our goal is to have a Missouri SLC in the next few years, kind of trying to figure out ways to do that just to get everybody more involved. It's a great way to get connections and learn from your peers, as well as create relationships with mentors before even getting into the workplace. Or you could become a student liaison on a standing committee. You could reach out to anybody on a standing committee, or myself, or Rob Carmichael. We like, the worst that anybody can say is no. Basically everybody, like, students are usually welcome on a lot of committees just to get a student perspective onto committees. But yeah, if you're interested in any of those, that's a great way to just kind of get started there. And then now I'm just going to talk a little bit about benefits of being involved within the NATA. So the thing that NATA promotes is it's the best way to stay connected, grow professionally, and help advance the profession. I do want to preface this that this information is taken from the NATA website. I'm not being incentivized to give this information out to you guys. This is truly coming from a genuine, like my genuine thoughts on the benefits of being a NATA member. So for the state of Missouri, our NATA dues are only $80, and that is both for all of the national, the district, and the state levels, and that's for students. So you really can't get a better deal for having basically 3 memberships in one. So for professional growth, they offer a lot of things within the NATA Career Center. There are thousands of opportunities, both national and international, that are listed on this Career Center. It's a great place to kind of, if you don't really know where you really want to end up, just go ahead and go searching through all of their job listings on there. The NATA also offers iLead, which is a leadership academy specifically for students, focused on developing skills for future leaders in athletic training. And then there's also plenty of educational events that are very student focused as well, including webinars, CEUs, and NATA Timely Topics is something that they've started new this year. Basically just focusing on anything that is very prevalent right now. They've recently done ones on self-care and work-life balance, the AT and the entrepreneur, and then alternative therapies are some of the ones that they've really highlighted recently. Support is another great thing that the NATA does. So AT's Care is something that is definitely taken off during COVID-19 right now. AT's Care is a peer-to-peer support system designed to offer crisis management training and opportunities for athletic trainers who are dealing with the aftermath of any critical incident in their lives. Like I said, it's been a huge, huge resource that people have been able to use during COVID-19 right now. There are also a lot of publications that the NATA puts out. So there's NATA News, NATA Now blog, NATA's research journals. They are all great places to find a lot of research and just kind of stay in the know of everything that's going on across the nation. The NATA also provides a BOC study guide prep, which is super helpful, especially for you guys right now that are getting ready to take that BOC exam. There's also a discount on the BOC exam. So, great way to save a little bit of money as we're all falling on a budget right now. Then you are also eligible for district and national scholarships by being members of the NATA. Just in general for advocacy, there are a lot of regulatory efforts that the NATA puts out. There are public recognition of athletic training profession, both on federal and state levels. For Capitol Hill Day, there have been over 2,000 legislative meetings held with congressional reps. Again, more to come on this for this year. The NATA put out something saying that it's still TBD whether it's happening, but more to come on this because we love COVID. So National Athletic Training Month is another thing that the NATA is very focused on. This year, our theme is essential to healthcare. So you guys can work with your universities to submit a National Athletic Training Month video to the National SLC. And there are prizes associated with winning that. So we're kind of revamping how we're voting on that this year. So stay tuned for more information on how to submit videos for that. And then At Your Own Risk is another advocacy that the NATA participates in. So it's basically a public awareness campaign aimed at educating parents, student athletes, school administration, legislators, and employers on the AT's role in healthcare as an expert in prevention and safety. And then finally, one of the most important things that the NATA provides is connecting us with our peers. So Gather is a platform that the NATA uses for immersive clinical experiences and a way to connect with our peers and our mentors. A lot of volunteerism applications are on there, full listing of all athletic trainers that are members of the NATA. So basically you can reach out to anybody that you possibly meet at a conference and are wanting to follow up with them about anything that you've learned. There's a mentorship matching program that you can find similar interests with. There's also clinical experience opportunities, all listed within Gather. There are also professional interest communities that you can take a part in. So some of the big ones include college, higher ed, professional sports, secondary schools, emerging settings. So you basically can just figure out what your interests are and where some of your peers may align with that as well, and just connect with people that are of similar interests as you. The NATA Clinical Symposia and AT Expo are also put on every year. It was just announced this year that it is going to be virtual again. So they have not announced prices or anything for students yet, but VNATA 2020 was free to students, which was great. And this year with being virtual, it'll be another great experience for people to be able to go if they don't usually have the means for travel. So again, more to come on this in the near future. So mentorship and volunteerism, I already touched on those within the Gather platform, but for volunteerism, you can serve on a committee, and that doesn't end at being a student. You can join our Young Professionals Committee and help serve in that manner. There are more than 400 appointed positions, so there is always a way to serve if you are looking for a place to serve. And then our social media channels are my next slide has all of the social medias for the District 5 Student Leadership Committee. So that is all I have for you guys. If you guys have any questions for me, feel free to reach out. Again, best of luck with all of you guys getting ready to take the BOC in the next couple of months. I have full faith in you guys, and I'll be right there with you guys come next year. So thank you guys.
Thank you, Maddie. Anybody have any questions? All right, well, thank you, everyone. Thank you for making the 2021 virtual MoATA Quiz Bowl a success. Hopefully we will not have to repeat this after this year. So.
Thanks,
Rob,
Brandy.
anything else?
Thank you, Brandy, so much for all the work you put into this, really.
Well, thank you guys, and thank you students for participating and be willing to do virtual.
I think that was Tony there stealing my thunder. Thanks, Tony. So, hey, no, I wanted to jump in and say the same. First of all, thank you, Brandy. I know there was a lot of extra work probably in putting this together in a virtual format. To all of you guys, I know you're Zoom fatigue, GoToMeeting fatigue, whatever platforms you guys have been using for classes and meetings, and are going to continue to do so here for a while. So thank all the program directors and the student participants. Congratulations to St. Louis University and Lindenwood for your performance. I know you guys will represent us well. So we're looking forward to that. Maddie, thank you for your presentation. I know I didn't give you a tremendous amount of time to prepare for that, but you did a great job. Don't recognize you without your glasses on. You know, the students are still listening here. You know, all the stuff that Maddie talked about, you know, we asked her to do that for a reason. When I stepped in and took over as president, and, you know, having attended this thing almost since its inception, you know, the original intent was to get the educators together. And at that time, I was a program director. And, you know, we needed a forum to kind of bounce ideas off of one another and kind of feel comfortable with the direction that we're headed. And, you know, I think most of the program directors out there now are well entrenched and have a very good understanding of that. So my hopes is that we can turn the focus to the second part of what this thing is called, and that's the Student Leadership Forum. And that's kind of the reason that we've done the things that we've done this year. I will also jump out and say I apologize. We didn't do a great job of advertising everything that was going to be available to you guys. Some of the things that will be coming here within the next, hopefully, couple of weeks. We have put some presentations together that focus on student leadership issues. You know, Dr. Jay Hoffman has put together a social networking presentation that'll talk about some do's and don'ts. Joe Whetstone kind of revamped a presentation that he did at this very conference 4 or 5 years ago on networking. You know, obviously, you know, Maddie touched on that. Building your professional network is something that's going to be huge for you guys moving forward. You know, as you go out into the job search and you know, start to work your way into your careers. So I'd encourage you to take advantage of that. Jay actually interviewed me. Jay, what was that, yesterday or day before? We took care of that, talking about service leadership and student involvement. You know, Jay had some good questions, and I don't know how my answers were. You guys can be the judge of that when you get a chance to view that. And then the last thing that we put together for you guys is I've asked all of the MoATA committee members to, we sent them a list of questions as well, and they're going to videotape themselves. We're kind of calling it a round table. You know, obviously in a face-to-face setting, an ideal round table presentation would be members actually setting up there, making a presentation, and then giving the opportunity for you guys to ask questions. We're not going to ask you to tune back in synchronously. Like I said, everybody's fatigued enough with what we've had to do. But program directors, we hope you guys will grab these things as they're available to you, sit down and go through those, watch them with your students, and hopefully it promotes some good dialogue about the students getting involved, about leadership opportunities. You know, again, Maddie is a great resource. She gets to sit in on all of our MoATA board of directors meetings and listen to everything that goes on behind the scenes, probably more than she wants to, like all of us at times, but it's a lot. So she has a very good understanding of what goes on. So, you know, I'd encourage you guys to reach out to her if you have an interest in getting involved. You know, she is certainly somebody that can show you how to do that and tell you what you need to do to get yourself there. And as she mentioned, you know, reach out to me, reach out to any of our active committee members. You know, you can go on our MoATA website, see who those folks are. Their email addresses are available for you. So there are always opportunities. Like she said, the worst anybody's going to say is no. And if they do say no, let me know, because I'm going to have a talk with them, because that should never happen when you guys express an interest in getting involved. So again, I just want to thank everybody. Thank Brandy, Maddie, and thank all you guys for attending. And again, one last time, congratulations to St. Louis and to Lindenwood.